Oh no. Oh no. What is this going to cost me? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is really not what I need right now. I can't even. I need a break. If I could just get a break, please, God, I need a break. You know, as they say, life happens, or what I like to say, pardon my French, shit happens. Yeah, just because you're living overseas and you're an expat, it doesn't mean you're gonna not run into any emergencies. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if it's gonna happen to you back in your home country, chances are it's gonna happen to you in a new country. Like me, I'm an expat living in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I've been here almost a year, and I haven't really had any like big unexpected things happen to me. But in this video, not only am I going to tell you what's happened, I had two things happen to me in the past week, totally unplanned, things that need to get taken care of. And you know, I want to tell you what they are, how much they cost, and we're going to go into some personal tips from me to you on how to move your money quicker from the United States to Cambodia, because I am from America, so we're just going to talk about the United States. And, you know, also we're going to learn, you know, what you can do to protect yourself, you know? So let's get to it. The first thing that happened to me last week is this bad boy. What is this? This is the charging cord that goes to my laptop, okay? Well, actually, this is the new cord. Now, I bought my laptop 2.5 years ago, actually in Malaysia when I was slow traveling, because I busted my USA laptop, and I had to buy a new laptop, right? So with the laptop came the charging cord. So it's only been 2.5 years, and then all of a sudden I start to go, you know, I use everything for my laptop, obviously, doing the videos for you, editing, watching other things on YouTube. Like, YouTube is my TV now. I don't even watch TV. I do everything on my laptop, right? So I go to charge, right? And whoo, flies. I go to charge and I've got a really hot box. Like, this box is burning up and I've got slow charge. And then later on in the evening, I see, you know, in the corner of the laptop, it's flashing, it's saying it's hovering between emergency charge mode, and it's just blinking and going in and out. And I'm like, is the cord fucked up? You know, pardon my French, is this cord messed up? So I'm going online, I'm trying to figure out what I could do to fix it, right? And they're saying, well, take a cotton swab and clean the little thing, you know, and then go into your laptop and clean the little port. So I'm doing all that. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a nice $0 fix, right? Do it again, plug it in, and lo and behold, nothing. So I'm freaking out. I'm thinking in my head. So now I'm also online. I'm like, okay, AI, tell me what could be wrong with my computer. Why is this thing not charging? So it's saying it could be anything from the cord, it could be maybe there's a burnt out mechanism inside your laptop, or you could need a totally new laptop. And I was like, oh God, what is this gonna cost me? Like, worst case scenario, if I need a laptop, the one I bought in Malaysia cost me $450. I'm thinking, there goes another $400. But the best case scenario, maybe it's just the cord, you know, maybe it's just something inside the laptop. They could take the back of the laptop off and replace it. Maybe it's just around, you know, $10. That's what I'm guessing, right? Best case scenario, $10. Worst case scenario, $450, right? So I find, you know, a local laptop place that's been recommended by other expats. They speak English. And it's called Quick Fix, in case you're interested. Quick Fix Computers in Phnom Penh. And I go in there and they speak English, and I bring the cord, I bring the laptop, tell them what's going on. The guy's checking everything out. He goes, it's definitely the cord. I was like, whew, okay, that's good news. He said, it's nothing to do with the laptop. Your laptop's fine. So I said, okay, how much is it to replace the cord, right? He goes, well, it's usually $28, but we'll give it to you for $25. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. That's not too bad. And I like, okay, do you take credit cards? Because nowhere on their Google website did they say that they accept credit cards. And that's one tip from me to you. They usually don't stress if they take credit cards on their websites or on their Google sites. You pretty much have to go there and ask, or you have to call and ask, right? Well, I didn't think about calling because I thought, well, you know, they probably take credit cards. I mean, it's a computer place, right? They probably have a lot of expats coming and going, and people use their Visa and MasterCards out here. So I'm all ready to go with my credit card because I was low on cash. I literally only had like $15 on me in cash, and I was in between my pension checks, and I was waiting like, you know, another week or two to get my pension check in so that I can move money to my Charles Schwab account and pull cash out of the ATM again, like rinse and repeat, like I do every month. So yeah, the nightmare starts when the lady says, sorry, we don't accept credit cards. We only accept bank transfers, like a scan and pay. Like if you have a Cambodian bank account out here, you can do a scan and pay, which I don't have a Cambodian bank account. I don't have a need for it mostly. Or you can do cash, right? And I'm like, how much is $25 in Cambodian reals? Because I just had the reals on me, their currency. And she says, that'll be 100,000 reals. And I was trying to talk her down. I was like, hey man, I know you gave me a $3 discount, but could I possibly get that down to maybe $20? And she goes, no, I can't go any lower. It's gonna have to be $25 cash, right? So I'm looking in the cash I have, and like I said, I only had 15 bucks on me, and I was hungry. I needed to go get something to eat. I usually pay cash for my food. So I'm like, I'm screwed. That's great. And this is a Friday, right? So I'm thinking, how can I move my money the fastest to my Charles Schwab bank account so that I could get the money out of the ATM on Monday and come back to get the cord? I guess I'm going to be without a laptop for the weekend, right? So I told the lady, hey, look, I'll be back Monday, and I left. So I left. Like I said, I was starving. I went to a Thai restaurant, and I'm sitting there, you know, just eating my lunch, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Don't I have some extra emergency cash backing me? I have something on me. I know I've got another $10 on me because I always put a little bit more just for emergencies when I get low on my money, right? So lo and behold, guys, I dig into my bra wallet, right? I find a folded up $50,000 real note, which is about 10 or 11 bucks, right? I had the 25 bucks, and I was like, whew. So after I ate lunch, I bolted right back to the laptop shop, gave her the 25 cash, and I got my cord. So lesson number one is that you really do not only have to carry cash on you in Cambodia, because a lot of these places don't take Visa or MasterCard, but you also need to have some backup money on top of the money you carry in case you start getting low and you're in between funds. The next thing that happened to me, I'm like, you know, this isn't so bad, right? 25 bucks, I can handle that. So the next thing, I wake up a couple days later and I've got some kind of thing going on with my right eye. Like I'm having a little, I mean, I can still see and I wear contacts, right? But I've got this thing going on with my right eye where it's got a slight blur. And I thought, well, maybe it's just the contacts, you know. I haven't changed them out in a couple months. They're the ones that you can keep wearing. So I switched out the contacts, same issue. And I was like, took them out. I said, I'm still got this blur going on in my eye. And I was like, uh-oh, this is probably something like like I need to go to the eye doctor for. And honestly, I haven't personally been to the eye doctor in maybe 5 years for an eye exam, because even before I left the States about 3 years ago, it was about 2 years before, I'm just looking to see what that was. It was about 2 years prior, when I had health insurance when I was working, that I went to the eye doctor, right? So I'm like, oh man, what is this gonna cost me? Because I need a full eye exam, right? Because now I will tell you this, guys, when you come to Phnom Penh, they have eye doctors all over the place, eyeglass places, I should say. So you can buy eyeglasses, contacts, and just about all of the shops out here actually give you free eye exams. And honestly, when I first got here in Phnom Penh, because I had to renew my contacts, I bought 3 more boxes of contacts when I was out here. So I got a free eye exam when I did that, and they said my eyes were fine. And that was before the blurs started happening. And this was like 3 months in when I first moved here. So now this is all of a sudden happening. And I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, I could go back for another free eye exam, but how good is that eye exam? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to be that detailed where they're going to catch something that is going on with my eye? And I'd rather catch it earlier than later, because it could be cataracts. I mean, come on, guys. I'm no spring chicken. I'm 55 years old. Maybe it's a cataract that's starting to form. I don't know, guys. So anyway, I'm looking online. I get referred to a place called Optimax. I'll put their info up here. They got high ratings. They're an eye doctor that's based out of Malaysia, and they have a branch here in Phnom Penh. 4-star ratings online, good rave reviews, Malaysian eye doctor that speaks good English. So I write them, I say, look, you know, and now this week that I'm shooting this video, they've got the water festival going on, so a lot of businesses are shut down. I can't get into an eye doctor this week. But somebody wrote me back within 24 hours through their email and said, look, the doctor's out of town this week because of the water festival, but we can get you in next Monday. What are you needing to get done? So I explained to her what's going on. I wear contacts, you know, do you take Visa? I asked her that. She goes, yeah, we do take Visa, and we can put you in next Monday, and we can do a full comprehensive eye exam on you. Like, they're gonna do 10 different tests on my eyes, like everything from, you know, the muscles, test your muscle weaknesses, everything to color exam, my cornea. Like, this is some detailed stuff, guys. And she said it's only gonna cost $50. And I'm like, well, okay, $50, that's not bad. And of course she says if you need further treatments or eye exams, it's gonna be more, but we don't know until we check you out. That makes sense. So there you go, lo and behold, in 1 week, I'm gonna have to put out $75. Now, a lot of you may be thinking that's no big deal, right? But a lot of you also are probably thinking that is a big deal, especially if I'm on a fixed income. I mean, let's face it, if you're an expat and you're 55 or older and you're living in Cambodia like I am, and you're on a fixed budget, like say a social security check, or in my case, it's my pension, if you don't actually have emergency money, you got a bucket of cash just sitting aside besides what you got coming in from the States, you're screwed. And especially if you don't have a credit card that isn't maxed out, that you can use as backup, right? Now, of course, when I use my credit card, I'm going to pay it off. I'm one of those people, like, as soon as I use it, I pay it. And it comes out of my extra stash of cash that I put aside. So I guess, you know, the solution and the moral of this whole fiasco story that I'm telling you is that you cannot move to Cambodia without having an emergency fund. So, and even if you don't have a whole bunch of money up front, when you get here, budget, okay? You've got to learn to live not only within your means, whatever the means are, but you got to live below the means, okay? Like, for instance, I live off of, my pension is $812 a month. That's all I'm getting, guys, okay? But I managed to save roughly $150 a month out of that because I cut corners, I'm not out here drinking at the bars. I'm actually living like a local. I'm not living like I'm on vacation out here. I'm living like a local, and I brought my frugality with me from the United States to Cambodia so that I could save cash, right? And that's the one thing I recommend you do. So if you come out here and you're only on your Social Security or pension and you don't have a bunch of money stashed, you better start learning to live below your means just a little bit. And doesn't mean sacrificing a whole lot. I still have a beautiful apartment. I still go out to eat twice a week. Living expenses out here are pretty low, but it all depends on your lifestyle, okay? So what's good for me, what's good for the goose may not be good for the gander, as they say. It all depends on how you live and how you can actually save and invest your money. And the second biggest tip I want to say to you guys is this, okay? Even though I have Chase Bank for my commercial banking needs. I kept my U.S. bank so that my pension can flow through a U.S. bank account. And then I have a Charles Schwab account, which I can move my money from the bank to Charles Schwab to cover my rent, my utilities, and my miscellaneous cash expenses, let's say to go buy lunch, right? Or this emergency scenario with the cord for 25 bucks, right? So I have those two things set up, but the third thing that I recommend that you do, where you will get your money quicker, is to set up a credit union account. Okay, now I worked at State Farm for 24 years. They have a State Farm credit union. I joined it. And I keep the bulk of my money there. It earns interest. It's almost like a money market account. But the good thing about having a credit union account, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just telling you what works for me, is that when I go to move money, if I need money fast, like within 24 hours, I get it quicker from my credit union account to Charles Schwab than I do from my own bank, Chase Bank, to Charles Schwab. Why? I don't know. It must have something to do with all the commercial banking red tape, because I could send money on the same day from both places. So let's say on a Friday, I send money on a Friday from my credit union. On Monday, the money is already posted in my Charles Schwab account to pull out of an ATM. If I send money from Chase on Friday, it gets to Charles Schwab on Tuesday, but then they put an ACH hold on it for 3 more days. So that means I can't touch that money till the end of the next week, right? And in my situation, if I had to actually use that cash, I'd much rather have the money on Monday to go get my cord for my laptop than wait till the following Friday to get my cord for my laptop. You see what I'm saying? So I hope this tip is helpful for you. I hope this story helps you out in the long run. And if you got some value out of it, could you just do me one favor? Give this video a thumbs up. Hell, you don't even have to subscribe. If you want to, that'd be great, but you don't have to. I'm just trying to help you and anybody else out there that is looking to become an expat or retire in Cambodia. And hey, if you are, my services are available. I have my own website. I am an expat relocation specialist. I specialize in people moving to the city of Phnom Penh, Cambodia. So check out my website, nextstepunknown.me, and click on the services tab. You'll see everything that you get. And also, if you just want to write me and ask me some general questions about moving here, that's free. You can write me on my business email, tami@nextstepunknown.com. And hey, don't go anywhere yet. Check out this next video. Ciao.